we moved up here to Somerset. It's an hour away, and even all the way up here, I still hear all the stories that go on with people back home. I've never ever, and I'm not ashamed to say that Scott County is my home. Scott County will always be home.
Who's angry?
But that's Dustin.
Well,
but
that's Felicia. I had their picture.
But and I'm not embarrassed of Scott County, but I'm sad. I'm sad for Scott County. I'm sad for kids that I've known since elementary school are being affected by meth in one way or the other. You know, I was a drug addict for 18 years. My gateway drug. They say pot is a gateway drug. That's a bullshit lie. That's such a fucking lie. Pot wasn't my gateway drug. My very first drug that got me started in it all was smoking heroin, tar heroin, from El Paso, Texas. That was my gateway drug. Smoked it the very first time I smoked it. I thought to myself, where has this been, and why is everybody not smoking it? It took me on an 18-year journey of hell. I raised 2 kids. Hi, Haley. I raised 2 boys being a drug addict. Dustin and Matthew. And I thought I was doing a good job. I always compared myself to other people I knew. At least I have my kids. You know, I'm not as bad off as they are because I have my kids. And then I lost custody of my kids. You know, am I ashamed that I lost custody of my kids? No. Would I go back and change it? Yeah, I would. I've always said I would never go back and change anything, good or bad. Losing custody of your kids, I'm glad you're happy now, Haley. You interrupting little shit. Losing custody of my kids was one of the worst things. I don't think that they knew that their mom and dad were drug addicts. I think that Dustin probably knew something, but I don't think that they knew how bad it was. I had to sit down and explain to my children.
I'll be right back. I'll run real quick. Okay.
I had to sit down and explain to my children that their mom was a drug addict. And for 2 months, nobody knew where I was. Nobody knew. I disappeared from my kids' lives. I disappeared from everybody's life. I love you too, Ashton. I love you so much, sis. Don't cry, Brianna. Don't cry, sis. You know, I just sit down and tell my kids that drugs were important to me. But like I was saying, I disappeared for 2 months. And I'm very proud to say that I detoxed on my own. I got off of opiates. I had a 200 milligram morphine habit a day. And if I didn't have the 2 milligrams of morphine, it was horrible. It was bad. It was real bad. But I kicked it on my own. No Suboxone, no methadone. I laid on somebody's couch. I won't say who. I laid on somebody's couch and in a room that they had for me and detoxed. I thought I was gonna die. I absolutely thought I was gonna die. But when I knew that when I went back into court to get my kids back, I had to go back in knowing that I was serious and I wasn't going to disappear from their lives. I did what everybody that was family was telling me couldn't be done, that I wouldn't do. I got my kids back in less than a year. In 9 months, I got full custody of my kids back. Case closed. No more drug tests. Took 12 random drug tests. Um, got myself clean. Got myself clean. And now I have been clean for 7 years. I've had my kids back for 8. I've been clean for 7. That means that you all just found out a secret that I slipped and I fell. A year after I got clean, on my year anniversary, I celebrated being clean for a year by relapsing. Figured I could handle it. Guess what? No such thing as being able to handle it. When you relapse, you fall hard. So, not very many people know that I've relapsed, but now everybody
God,
does.
Jesus.
Wow.
That scared me.
I think somebody just shot somebody.
Yeah.
Anyway, maybe it was clowns. But anyway. Anyway, I relapsed. So,
God.
I'm celebrating 8 years clean, but I'm celebrating 7. You know, like I said, I've always said I would not go and change anything. Everything I've been through makes me the person I am today. But losing custody of my kids, I would change. Now, when I started this, I said that, you know, even all the way up here, an hour away, I still hear things about Scott County. I'm not embarrassed to say Scott County is my home. I'm not disappointed in Scott County. I'm not ashamed of it. My heart breaks. My heart breaks. You know, I'm not going to throw names out there because I don't do that. But what I will say is this. There's some kids I know that I've known since elementary school. Watched them grow up. And they absolutely know the ramifications of what drugs can do to families. And right now, one of the children is in some serious trouble. And it's all over meth. You know, this meth crap that these kids are doing. Kids. Matthew's age. Dustin's age. Ashton Chambers' age. All these kids are getting... Oh, Ashton Butler. All these kids are getting mixed up with meth. And they're not just smoking it. They're not just snorting it. But I can't tell you how many of these kids come to me and say that they're having a problem with it and they're shooting it. They're shooting it up. I don't know what the answer is to the meth crisis that is going on in Scott County. But I do know that we have to figure something out. And not just for Scott County, but for everybody in the world. I mean, how heartbreaking is it to parents out there? If there's any parents watching, how heartbreaking is it to know that your children are having something to answer to? We've got to figure out something. The child I'm talking about that I've known since he was in elementary school, it wasn't smoking it, wasn't using it, I don't think. He was making it and allegedly selling it. Allegedly making it and selling it. You know, bless his heart. He's looking at some serious time. And, you know, like I said, that honest to God, it breaks my heart that, you know, there's kids out there doing that. And it breaks my heart when someone messages me and says, "Hey, Amy, I need to talk to you." And, you know, drugs have hit home. Not blood family, but family has been mixed up in it. I've helped 2 different people get into rehab. One person stayed. One person stayed for a couple of days and left, and then I got him back into rehab, and he left again. You know, like I said, I don't know the answer to it. I wish I did. I wish I could open up houses for kids that are going through problems and I don't know, just surround them with good things and with love or whatever it is their